Welcome to Saturday Night OP Unlimited Truck Series presented by Buttkicker. Stephen Lane up here in the booth once again. Guys, we are in Season 16 playoff round number 1, race number 1 here at 08 Daytona. Tonight's race is sponsored by Mr. Vicente Guerrero with the Vince Services. I had that up here somewhere, but I could go ahead and show you guys. Whoop, bring that over here out of the way. It is Vince Service and Repair. We'll get that out of the way for just a second. But Vicente Guerrero's tonight's sponsor for tonight's race. Yes, I know I still have my gray bar at the top. Not much I can do about it. Got with Joshua today. He is supposed to be sending me an updated file so I can make sure that my overlay is meshing with iRacing. But guys, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. Top 16 drivers coming into tonight, battling out 3 races to go to the next round to cut to the top 8. We're going to go ahead and get our standings up right now. Well, that's the wrong one. Let me get rid of that one. And for some reason, they are really small. Hope you guys can see well. But we're going to get these a little bit bigger for everybody to see. A little bit of live editing going on. I had this set up once before and it didn't quite take, but Anthony English, Logan York, Peter DeBorgia, Vicente Guerrero, James Mayer, Andrew Schroeder, Rick Seabrand, Stephen Miles, Dustin Logston, Mark Mann, Andrew Zonto, Casey Pfeiffer, Dana Shepard, Nicholas Wing, Bubba Winningham, and Rick Sanchez are your top 16 going into round 1. Now the other one was for the most points for the last 3 races. Anthony English has 130 points for the last 3. Stephen Miles 115, Andrew Zonto 109, Dana Shepard 109. And Vicente Guerrero at 104. And if you missed last week's race at Atlanta, here's what happened. Anthony English did win last week. Stephen Miles right there in second. Adam Kilday third. Doug Johnson fourth. And Dustin Logston in fifth. But guys, we got about 6 minutes left to practice. We're going to go ahead and step aside and watch or play our national anthem provided by our friends at Madison Rising. Hang tight, folks, as soon as we will be back in just 1 minute.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, take us that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free. You're the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Stand of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say just that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free. And the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
All right, folks, we are back. Again, we are here at 08 Daytona, Bumpy Daytona. These guys are still about a little over a minute left to practice. I don't think it's YouTube, Eric. I think it's something in my INI file, or it may be the template, something in the template. I am not 100% sure what's going on, but if you look above in the session state bar, you'll see my gray border at the top. And for some reason, all of my leagues that I have started broadcasting. Oh, well, I started to look that up, but realized I was running out of time, that I had to get the stream going. But I'll take a look at it this evening, and hopefully for tomorrow night, CFM Speedway Monkeys, the championship race tomorrow night, we will have it figured out. So, but yeah, I'm looking at that, and well, I'm also going to see about maybe talking to Joshua about using if I bought the license for a new overlay system, if he maybe switching over to that. But, well, guys, we are 30 seconds left of practice and almost to the time of qualifying. Now, they did get one lap of qualify. So basically, after that one lap, as these guys are just tearing their trucks up down on the end of pit road, not sure. I think they're just kind of playing around at this point. But looking at the schedule, guys, we've got 3 races in round 1 of the playoffs. And then we will cut to the top 8 while they're practicing, we'll go ahead and get that pulled back up. So this is your top 16 coming into tonight and the next couple of weeks. So points do matter for these guys. The top 8 right now is everybody is in it, but the top 8 will transfer into the second round. Do appreciate everybody out there. I know Ginger is out there, Daniel's out there, Everett Baker, Brendan Kennedy, and Eric W. I appreciate everybody showing up. We got 12 viewers right now. If you're new to MaxspeedTV, please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. That way you know every time we do go live. And we're going to go ahead and get our qualifying bar up here as Andy Brigante is at the end of pit road. Vicente Guerrero as well. Brandon Pfeiffer coming out of pit road. Peter DeBorgia is out on the track right now. Richard Kuhn at the end of pit road. Zachary Workman coming out for his qualifying lap. Same with Stephen Luttrell. I see Billy Luttrell out there in chat. Going to be rooting on Stephen, I'm sure. Mike Edgerton as well out on track. Thomas Lockwood. John Guerrera at the end of pit road. Ron Walters is out on track. Newcomer Chase Greer out on track as well. Now, I did want to show you guys this. While we got it on Dana Shepard, he is one of our playoff drivers. Let me remove this from the screen. And we will get to a chase view. So first of all, the driver bars, when I'm on the driver, you see the little chase driver above their name, but also their trucks. If they're in the playoffs and the chase, it will be a red rear spoiler, and then the windshield banner will be white with red letters. And we will find us another playoff driver here, as well as like Vicente Guerrero as well. Has, of course, he's red and white truck anyway. It's actually Casey Pfeiffer, going by Brandon. I believe Brandon is his actual name. But as you can see here, Casey or Brandon is sporting the white windshield banner as well as the red rear spoiler. So that's how you're going to tell your playoff drivers, folks. I got to get this pulled down here. We have got a lot of drivers that have registered for tonight, and I'm trying to get how many we have. We have several. 11, 12, 13. 33 drivers right now in the session. Ginger Joshua is still at home. He's doing very good. He still is having, the shortness of breath when he is up for too long moving around, but or tries to talk for a long time. But he goes back to the doctor, I think he said in 3 days, and they're going to look to see about removing the staples from the surgery. So we're hoping for good things there as the times are coming in right now. Jimmy Reynolds is your pole sitter at a 51.508. Andy Brigante there actually in fourth with a 51.581. But yeah, as of right now, he is doing well. He's recovering well. It's going to be a process and a long road. We know that. We knew that from the beginning. So, but he is in good spirits. I actually got to go visit him a couple weekend, or was it last weekend before last, and he's doing really good. But we are winding down. Anthony English has jumped up to that top spot with the 51.460. Vicente in second with a 51.495. That does knock Jimmy Reynolds down into third. As we get done with qualifying, we will get Anthony up to the booth. If I can find him, he is right there. So we'll go ahead and bring Anthony up. Anthony, Steve up here in the booth. You got a copy there, bud?
Hey, what's going on, Steve?
Hey, just watching you guys turn left really fast. But, hey,
Really fast.
08 Daytona, man, it's not an easy track. It's not for the faint of heart. So what do you got to do to battle the rough and bumpy 08 Daytona?
Stay out of the crap. Try to be as smooth, solid. We're definitely gonna have green flag pit stops tonight. Make sure you hit your pit stops, get in, get out good without any penalties, and pretty much try to stay clean. Try to stay out of all the chaos, because being first race of the playoffs, it's probably gonna be a little chaotic tonight. But that's how it goes sometimes.
Well, first round, first race of 3 for you guys that are in the playoffs. Points do matter still.
Yes.
So,
yes, they do. It's probably more of a points race now than it was all season. Just because every point matters, and you only got 3 races to accumulate those points to be able to at least move yourself on point-wise. So
right.
It definitely matters.
Well, man, you guys are gridding up, so I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'll let you get out and grid, and we're going to bring Stephen Miles up here, and again, congratulate him on the regular season points champion. But awesome job on the pole tonight, dude. Good luck, and hopefully we'll see you at the end of the race.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, buddy. We'll get him back down there, and let's see if I can find Mr. Stephen Miles real quick. We'll bring him up to the booth. Stephen, let's Steve up to the booth, buddy. Got a copy?
How you doing?
Hey, man, I wanted to talk to you before you got started. Some people may not have caught last week's broadcast or left at the end, but you are our regular season points champion, so congratulations. And, man, awesome job, dude.
Thank you, man. It's kind of surprising getting that championship, not winning the race, so I guess being very consistent could lead you somewhere, but in the playoffs with this main championship, I don't think that'll be enough. I think you got to win in these.
Well, I'll ask you the same thing. What do you got to do to tackle bumpy Daytona tonight?
What not? Right here, man. I gotta get the feel of the. I'm gonna do like I do, man. Get the feel on the field, see how the drivers go. Just check the temperature of the race field and see if they're gonna be racing crazy. Because usually be a caution at the beginning or towards the end of the run when it's almost green flag pit stop. So we'll see if we get a green flag stop in if we can, and I'll work on my strategy then. But pretty much just stay out the way, stay out the wreck, and get track position when it counts.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. I believe you was down there in Team 4 with Anthony, wasn't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck tonight, and congratulations on the points championship.
Thanks.
All right. Well, you heard from Mr. Stephen Miles, your regular season points champion. And Han, I hope you're joking, buddy. I'm pretty sure you are. But yeah, Anthony is usually up at the front. But as the pace car does dive up down in the safety of pit road, I'm not going to pull up the qual grid right now. But Anthony English is your pole sitter. Vicente Guerrero in second. Jimmy Reynolds third. Logan York fourth. John Guerrero fifth. And Peter DeBorgia sixth. Stephen Luttrell seventh. Andy Brigante eighth. Green flag is out. Chevyland green flag. Big shout out to Bubba Winningham and Chevyland. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned certified vehicle, go to Chevyland.com. Look at their inventory. Now, if you're close to Shreveport, you can stop in and talk to Bubba and his crew. If not, they do deliver within the 48 states, so that's always a plus. But if you're in the market, be sure you hit Chevyland.com. Check them out, as we are side by side. Dana Shepard is right there in 12, kind of by himself. Alex Green to the outside with, looks like Ron Walters right behind him in the 90 machine. We got several new drivers. Lucas Blake, hadn't seen him before. Looks like looking back through the field here, we got 33 trucks out on the track tonight. Of course, Chase Greer back on the track from last week. Glad to have Chase back in the field. Vicente Guerrero has taken the lead. He does have Anthony English right behind him, as well as the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Then on the outside, that is Logan York and Peter DeBorgia, as well as the 13 of Andy Brigante, the 54 of Casey Pfeiffer, and then the 3 of Alex Green. Now we do have 3 trucks out here. It's supposed to be the 03 of Steve Rada, sporting a 3 on his truck as well. We'll try not to get those guys mixed up, as Alex Green does have the black Corsair number 3. Vicente still out front, led 2 laps, battling it out with Logan York and Peter DeBorgia on the outside. Vicente is tonight's sponsor of the race. Vince's has a service and repair business. But tonight's race is actually the Vaz, F-A-Z, Take It Easy 250 is the name of tonight's race. Again, we are at 08 Daytona. Glad to have everybody out there in chat. Now looking back. Oh, somebody is sliding off. Got to have a yellow here, folks. We're going to try to catch and see what that was. Right there you see, it looks like a bad push. That was on the number 90 of Ron Walters. Let me get to a chase view here. We'll see what happened. That was Chase Greer right behind him. Oh, Ron came down. Don't know. Let me get a closer chase view here. I don't know if that was netcode that got Ron. I see a big gap right there. It does look like it was netcode. But Ron was coming down. I think they would have inevitably would have touched. But that got Dana loose, which then they did touch. And then Chase Greer right into the back of Ron. Really nowhere for Chase to go. And Ron goes down into the grass through pit road. But then again, looking back here, looked like Mr. Lockwood, Thomas Lockwood, was in the middle. Chase come down. They touch. Spins Chase around the 19 there of Zach Workman. Somehow making it through. Looking to see who else. There's Steve Rada, Richard Kuhn. The 08 of Stephen Miles made it through. Unfortunate, not seeing any meatball flags. I do see Ron has a black flag, but that would have been for spinning through pit road. So they should be able to clear that for him. We'll see what they do. But right now, Vicente Guerrero, Anthony English, Jimmy Reynolds, Logan York, John Guerrera, Peter DeBorgia, Stephen Luttrell, Andy Brigante, Richard Kuhn. As these guys are coming back out on pit road. Oh, somebody went up high. I believe that was Peter DeBorgia. Looking to see if he gets a flag or not. But I am not seeing that. Not seeing anything other than the one on Ron Walters. We do have the 82 of Daniel Harrington, Dustin Logston, another chase driver out there in 28. Rick Seabrands, as well as a chase driver back in 30th. Andy Brigante falling back to 31st. Ron Walters, Andrew Zonto. Looks like he is on pit road. And then the 814 of Sean Dion as well. Sean is down 5 laps, so 34 drivers, but looks like Sean did not start. As Andrew Zonto does come off of pit road. We're going to get back up to the front here as the lights on the pace car have gone out. Got a little bit of stutter there. Not sure what that was about. But there is a lot of trucks out here. 34 trucks is the count. Vicente Guerrero, Anthony English, Peter DeBorgia, Jimmy Reynolds, Steve Luttrell, John Guerrero, Dana Shepard, Logan York, Zachary Workman, Lucas Blake, your top 10. Casey Pfeiffer, Thomas Lockwood, Daniel Harrington, Ron Walters, Mike Edgerton, Stephen Miles, Adam Kilday, Gabe Butler, Alex Green, Andrew Schroeder, your top 20. As the drivers are on the back stretch, going to come into turns 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, though, the pace car will dive off down into the safety of pit road. We'll get us started with the Chevyland green flag here in just a minute. Again, big shout out to Vicente Guerrero. He is tonight's race sponsor. That be the Fast Take It Easy 250. Here at 08 Daytona. A long season for these guys. Been running 12, 13 races, and then we have the big playoff. We'll have three races in round 1. We'll cut to the top 8, then go to round 2. Pace car does dive off down to the safety of pit road. Green flag back out. Chevyland green flag, folks. We are back racing lap 8 of 100. Again, bumpy Daytona is not an easy track. I mean, it can be a little tricky, especially in the corners where the bumps are. And we'll try really in turns 3 and 4. We'll get on a chase view here real quick. Actually, we'll go cockpit. We'll kind of look at his steering wheel. We'll back this up just a little bit. Coming into turns 3 and 4 was on board with Vicente Guerrero's. Anthony English does dive it down. You see right there that big bump on the steering wheel, kind of to the left and back to the right, coming into turns 3 and 4 as they come into the tri-oval. Anthony English, Jimmy Reynolds side by side. Who got that? Jimmy Reynolds did lead that lap. Congratulations to Jimmy. Will get a bonus point. Now Jimmy is not in the playoff. Again, Anthony English is one of the playoff drivers. You know, if you got drivers that are patient, Everett, there's my buddy Derek Donna. I take it you're still not back home near your computer, are you, Derek? But Everett, to answer your question, 08 Daytona is tougher because of the bigger bumps than the newer Daytona. The newer Daytona, really, the only reason why it's rough is because drivers get a little overexcited or maybe push a little too hard. That's just my opinion. I mean, I like the newer Daytona compared to the 08 Daytona. But doing good up here, Eric or Derek. Glad. Get you on the middle lane. Oh, me and you need to have a talk, Derek. We need to have a serious discussion, buddy. Because something's obviously wrong with you if you like 08 better. Hey, to each their own, buddy. Logan York does jump out to the front, though. He is your current leader, led one lap in the playoff. For some reason, the red, he may not have had his... He may not have had a chance to put the red spoiler or the white windshield banner on his truck. Let's see. I'm looking here. Yeah, Logan York is in the playoffs. Should have the chase driver, but for some reason I don't have. That's weird. All right, well, we're going to keep on going as the 36 of Stephen Luttrell gets pushed out to the front by that number 54 of Casey Pfeiffer. We're going to see if he can hang on to it, but he did lead a lap. But coming through 3 and 4 to the tri-oval. We're going to see who gets the lap lead here. Looks like the 91 of Logan York. No, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell gets a pretty good push and has led his second lap. Stephen Luttrell, Logan York, Brandon or Casey Pfeiffer, Jimmy Reynolds, Anthony English are your top 5 right now. Just kind of looking back through the field, I'm not seeing a whole lot. Dana Shepard started 14th, currently in 13th, as we see the number 3 of Alex Green kind of blinking in and out. Not sure if that is my settings or if that is his network. Kind of looking back, Rick Sanchez, another one of your playoff drivers, back here in 15th, Stephen Miles, or 18th, I'm sorry. As Stephen Miles is right in front of him in 17th. Andrew Schroeder, just kind of looking at the playoff drivers here, back here in 21st. Andrew Zonto making a run on the outside, trying to catch up with the what shows 088. But I think his truck has 08. Nope, that's a different one. That would be... Who is the 08? Oh, that would be the 008 of Dude Conrad as we were wrecking. Rick Sanchez going for a ride. Let's take a look here, folks. We'll see if we can get a rewind here and see what happened. Looked like it might have been up in front. Yes, it was. Again, that was up here with, looks like Daniel Harrington and Ron Walters. As we take a look here. They were getting kind of close right there. Coming out of turn 4. Ron comes up. Daniel comes down. Unfortunately, it was going to be inevitable. And then I think Rick Sanchez gets caught right there in the side and goes up and over. Woo, that was a heck of a ride, folks. Well, we're going to actually go into Mr. Rick Sanchez here. And we're going to go into a cockpit view. Folks, if you get nauseous or motion sickness, please do not watch this. As you can see, Rick dives down low just out of nowhere, goes up and over. Topsy-turvy, spins like a top on his nose. I think Rick might have been trying out for the U.S. Olympic breakdancing team. Who knows? Belva out there in chat. Hi, Belva. How are you? Well, let's see if Rick will want to talk to us. Rick, Steve up here in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yep, loud and clear.
Hey, just wanted to check on you. You went for a pretty wild ride there, buddy.
Well, I was watching my mirror. I was watching Robert. He kind of got out of shape there in the back, and yeah, that sucked for him. But yeah, we've been fortunate a couple times tonight now to miss these, some incidents, and that's kind of our game plan here. Just have a fast repair for later in this race, and so I think you're going to need it.
Well, the way it's looking, you might. Now, actually, Ron and Daniel got into each other. Daniel and Ron hit the wall, the outside. Daniel come down as you were trying to avoid it, just kind of caught you. He caught you on the passenger side door, just took you for a little ride. But, man, we went in cockpit, looked pretty rough. Just wanted to check on you, make sure you was good to go.
Yeah, I'm definitely good to go. I was in the back, so I felt like we were the place to be there. Hopefully we can keep avoiding more of that stuff tonight. You know, have something there for the end.
All right, buddy. Well, be careful, go fast, and good luck, bud.
All right, thanks, man.
See ya. I probably put him in the wrong. I actually talked to the wrong guy. I wanted to talk to this gentleman here, Mr. Rick Sanchez. You got a copy there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, just wanted to check on you. I actually interviewed the wrong guy, but we went in cockpit there, wanted to make sure you was doing okay after that little wreck there.
Yeah, and it kind of surprised me to say I only had like 6.9 seconds of damage, and it felt like a pretty good hit when I had it from my point of view, but when I got in there, they said there wasn't that much damage.
Well,
because I got lucky.
Yeah, well, you did, because it looked pretty bad from our end, but really it was just got caught up in something. Daniel Harrington actually come down after him and Ron got in each other, just got into your side there, and really much anybody could have done. So, but you know, pretty wild ride. I mean, you are a chase driver, so good luck, buddy. We're gonna let you go, and man, just have fun.
All right, appreciate it. Y'all have fun.
Well, we actually interviewed the right person that time. Your current leader, though, is Anthony English. Pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road. Now, they do not have a start zone here. There is the start area, start line. Chevy Land green flag back out, folks. We are back racing. Anthony English, Jimmy Reynolds, side by side. Vicente Guerrero, Logan York on the in and outside of second row, third row. Dana Shepard right there in fifth, sixth place. Peter DeBorgia outside of Dana right now at 36. That is Stephen Luttrell with the 8 of Stephen Miles to his outside. Alex Green making an aggressive move to the outside, trying to get hooked up there with Casey Pfeiffer with the War Machine. Again, it shows Brandon, but he actually goes by Casey, folks. And Netsby's out there in chat. How are you doing tonight, Netsby? Again, we do appreciate everybody showing up tonight. Again, Stephen Lane up here in the booth, filling in for Mr. Joshua. I did talk to him a little bit today. He is doing good. Of course, he is still pretty sore, folks. I mean, when you have open heart surgery and have all the stuff that he had hooked up to him, I'm sure he's going to be sore for a little while. But in good spirits, recovery is going well. He did say he had to go back to the doctor here in a few days. They're going to look at the staples to see if they can be removed or not. They'll probably do a test on 1 or 2 of them to see how the incision area is healing. But we're going to keep trucking on here while he is out. Now Jimmy Reynolds. Peter DeBorgia actually jumped up front. I was a little bit behind there. Vicente Guerrero to the outside, trying to get that run with Casey and Alex. Or, I'm sorry, that is the 14 of Vicente. Moving out to that outside with Casey and Alex. 40 of Peter DeBorgia, the 91 of Logan York, and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds on the inside as Casey and Alex kind of do dive it down lower to that inside line. A lot of wiggling going on up here. Again, this is bumpy Daytona. That's the same issue I have with this track. Is you think you're on a good line and that the bump will just make your truck jump to one side or the other. It does jump down in the front of that number 40 of Peter DeBorgia as Logan York goes to the outside in front of Casey. Casey trying to push him up to the front. Now, Logan, Vicente, Peter, and Brandon or Casey are all playoff drivers in this top 4. Alex Green also in the mix. Dana Shepard, we're going to look back at Dana. He is back here currently in 11th. He does have some help. The 36 of Stephen Luttrell right there with him. He is still doing good in the draft. Got the 19 of Zachary Workman right in front of him. Gonna look back here. We're gonna check on Bubba Winningham. Again, him and Chevyland.com. Chevyland Arctic Green Flag sponsor. Bubba in that 66 Chevrolet pickup. Good looking paint that he has on that. Ginger said the fat chicks to the front. I love that. I love that name. We're going to look at that here as he is sporting the Depth Racing Fat Chicks 43. Now, we're not degrading women. This is Fat Chicks Shocks and Accessories. Also running the Mission 22. Now, if you're not familiar with Mission 22, Mission 22 is a organization to end the war of veteran suicide. Every 22 minutes, a veteran does take his life. So we want to help our veterans that need help or get the help that they need. So we will quit losing our veterans to suicide. Now, Mission 22 is very important to me, too, as well. Being a veteran myself, I have lost some of my soldiers that I knew and have worked with to suicide. So it's definitely near and dear to me, as well as Zente Guerrero is still out front, getting pushed there by that 91 machine of Logan York. Peter DeBorgia right behind him, but Casey Pfeiffer and that number 3 of Alex Green there on the outside. Anthony English falling back to that 8th place spot right in front of Dana Shepard. Looking back here, we're going to go back here. Rick Seabrand's in the number 4 machine. We accidentally interviewed him, but it's okay. But appreciate it, Everett. I do appreciate it. I actually bumped my mute button on my microphone. Didn't mean to do that. But Rick Seabrand's currently in 24th. Andrew Schroeder in 26th. Andrew Schroeder in 25th. There's so many cars up here, my ATVO is not wanting to keep up. Dude Conrad in the 008 back here in 34th. He is 6 laps down. Daniel Harrington back here in 33rd. Back up to the front, though, battling it out. Vicente Guerrero, still our leader, with Logan York right behind him. Peter DeBorgia behind Logan. Outside, you have Casey Pfeiffer, Alex Green, and I believe that is the number 3 of Steve, 03 of Steve Rada. Kind of get a wider view as you can see them coming through the trio or coming down the back stretch here out of turns 1 and 2 into 3 and 4. We are 3 wide back here with the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, the 81 of Dustin Logston, and the 85 of Adam Kilday for just a split second, but didn't last very long. 3 wide here at 08 Daytona. Dustin Logston is one of our chase drivers, as well as Stephen Miles. I was looking, I thought Adam was, but he did not get in on the round of 16. Let me look at I'm trying to look here, folks. I guess I have his number in. I'm going to have to double check my ATVO stuff. Apparently I have him still in here as a chase driver. But back up to the front, Casey Pfeiffer to the outside, getting pushed by the 3 machine of Alex Green, Vicente Guerrero, Logan York in that 91 machine on the inside. Steve Rada there in the 3 as Casey does drop it down in front of Vicente. Vicente going to get right up on him. That's going to give them a push. Seth Gruber out there. Come on, leave some room for 3 wide. Well, there you go. You got your wish. Looking here at Peter DeBorgia. 59 of John Guerrero and the 81 of Dustin Logston. Going 3 wide. Dustin does scrape the wall a little bit. Drops it down in front of that 734 of Lucas Blake. Again, Lucas is a new driver, so welcome Lucas to OP Saturday night. Back up to the front, Brandon Pfeiffer, I guess is what he's wanting to be called now, so we'll call him Brandon. So Brandon Pfeiffer up here up front as they are coming down pit road. If I could get on him. Looks like Brandon. See if I can get a different view here. That looks like Logan York, Brandon Pfeiffer, Dana Shepard, Vicente Guerrero, Daniel Harrington, John Guerrero, Andrew Schroeder, Rick Seabrands, Mike Edgerton out there, Bubba Winningham. Oh, John Guerrero unfortunately got a meatball flag. Douglas Johnson's got a black flag as well. Probably speeding on pits. Oh, and we've got a caution. Let's figure out where that caution came from, folks, while they're doing their pace laps. Looked like it happened right there coming onto pit road. We're going to get a chase view here on Vicente because it did look like he was involved in that. As these guys dive down to the apron. Vicente locked it up, got turned around as we go away, I believe. John Guerrero was involved. Yep, right there's the caution. Dana Shepard, Peter DeBorgia into one another. As well as the guys back there in the back. Good catch, Seth. Thank you, sir. Looks like John Guerrero has taken his truck behind pit wall, as well as Doug Johnson. Of course, Sean Dion did not start the race. Brandon Pfeiffer showing leader. Now I got Anthony English, Brandon Pfeiffer, Dustin Logston, Jimmy Reynolds, Mike Edgerton, your top 5. Bubba Winningham. Showing in 30th, so he may get waved around the pace car. You're right. Can't argue with you there, Ginger. You guys will have to excuse the let me fix this real quick as they are still under caution. So they have one fast repair unlimited GWC attempts. Up to 15 attempts. The caution came from a wreck with, unfortunately, that was between Dana and Peter DeBorgia. But Dana was able to get things fixed, I guess. I may have to restart ATVO, but I really don't want to because that's going to take away from all of my stats. But we have had 3 cautions for 8 laps. We are 66 laps to go with 18 lead changes. Back up towards the front, getting ready for the restart. Anthony English is your leader. Dustin Loxton to the outside. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 in 3rd. The 19 is Zach Workman in 4th. Richard Kuhn in the 47 in 5th. Peter DeBorgia in 6th. Andrew Schroeder 7th. Logan York 8th. Thomas Lockwood 9th. Stephen Miles, your top 10. Again, I appreciate Seth out there keeping me on track. That was a good catch as we come to the restart line there. Chevyland green flag back out on the loud pedal. Out racing again. Off and going. Unfortunately, it looks like Vicente Guerrero and Robert Thorns both have black flags. They just had them cleared. They may have gotten black flag for avoiding the wreck. I'm not sure. All I know is they was there and now they're gone. But Dustin Loxton is out front. Getting pushed by Anthony English, that 19 machine there up. That's Zachary Workman on the outside. Peter DeBorgia right behind him in 3rd. Hope everybody can hear me and the trucks well enough. I haven't heard anybody say anything that they couldn't hear, but thank you, Seth. Appreciate it. I actually had a little time to go in and adjust the volume on the cars and cameras, which does help out. It makes for a better experience for our viewers. Battling out between Zachary Workman now and Dustin Logston. Zachary does drop it down to that inside line in front of Dustin. Allows Peter DeBorgia and the 06 there of Andrew Zonto on the outside. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playoff drivers in the top 6. Logan York is still right there as well. Make that in the top 7. But Dana Shepherd is still back here. On the inside of Bubba Winningham. Got Stephen Latrell right behind him. 82 machine of Daniel Harrington to the outside of Stephen. As Daniel does get a run up to Bubba. Got to be careful about hitting that apron here, folks. It will get you loose quick. Looking outside, that is the 13 machine of Andy Vigante. Now, I know he has 40 on his truck, but that is the 801 of Chase Greer. As Andy goes to the low side, Andrew Zonto dropping back. Andrew's got some issues. Let's see if I can't get on Andrew. We'll get a chase view here. We'll see if he's got any damage. Not seeing any damage on Zonto's truck. Caused him to fall back. Back up to the front, though, at number 40 of Peter DeBorgia out front. Getting a push by the 8 of Stephen Miles as Peter drops it down. But that leaves Stephen and the 91 of Logan York on that outside line, midline, where Derek says he likes to run. Seth, there's only one fast repair, sir. They get one fast repair. GWC attempts are unlimited up to 15. As we just completed lap 40 of 100 on lap 41. Stephen Miles goes up high. And he is falling back. Now they do have to be careful. They don't want to get too hot and blow their engine. As 81 of Dustin Loxton does get up to the bumper of that 19 machine of Zachary Workman, giving him a push up towards the front. Now here comes the 91 of Logan York. Going to try to push Peter up to the front as Zach does jump it up in front of Peter. As we do have lap traffic to the outside. That's the number 3. That should be the 03 of Steve Rada. Almost looks like he's running a Bullwinkle truck. Let's take a look at his truck here. BoozyJerky.com is what he has on his truck. Oh, that is looks like a cross-eyed cow. Cross-eyed, lazy-eyed cow. Wow. That's actually kind of funny, but and getting back up here to the front, Dustin Loxton has jumped out to the front. Zachary Workman to the outside with Peter DeBorgia. Anthony English right there behind Dustin. Well, here comes that 91 of Logan York, giving Peter a shot to the bumper. Well, Zachary does drop it down in front of Dustin. Dustin gets right to his bumper, pushing him through the corner. Kind of backs off just a little bit. Now, there is some guys that are good with pushing through the corner, and there's some guys that should back up a little bit, I should say. And 91 does get into the 40 again, trying to bump draft him up towards the front. Newcomer Lucas Blake right here in that 734 machine, up to 6th place, started 11th, or shows 7th now. Swapping back and forth with Mr. Jimmy Reynolds. That 47 machine of Richard Kuhn. Outside of him is the 66 of Bubba Winningham, who is a lap down. Bubba's trying to get his lap back the hard way. But Zachary Workman, Dustin Logston, Peter DeBorgia, Logan York, all battling 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you got Anthony English right there in 5th. Kind of looking back through the field, just kind of spread out a little bit, single file, a little bit of side by side. Back here towards the back, Nicholas Wing, another playoff driver back here in 21st. Mark Mann, he's just taking it easy back here in 23rd. But Andrew Schroeder and Rick Seabrand's teaming up back here in the back together with the number 90 of Ron Walters, Vicente Guerrero, and Adam Kilday. As you see Adam just does give him a shot to get back up. Brandon Pfeiffer's back up here 2 laps down, trying to catch up with Ron. Ron drops it down to the apron, comes back up. Got to be careful about that. You want to stay off that apron, as him and Andrew Schroeder both dropping down on that apron. Gabe Butler is currently running in 10th spot in that 088 machine. Take that back, 13th spot. Started 22nd, so he's having a pretty good run. It looks like only a couple of drivers have used their fast repair. Brandon Pfeiffer, looks like Daniel Harrington has used his, and Doug Johnson has used his. Back up to the front, though, Zachary Workman, Dustin Logston got a gap on that 91 and the 40, but here they come on a run. Anthony English catching up with them. Been out here 13 laps now. Looking at the pre-race analytics, we are 82-degree air temp, 16-mile-an-hour winds, so that is going to play a little bit of a factor on their speed. But 117-degree track tip, 100 laps tonight, 250 miles, unlimited tires, 43% fuel. Pit road speed is 55, pace speed is 75. Making sure I had all my information correct. Zach Workman still your leader, led 9 laps, got Dustin Logston right there in second. Logan York in third as he guys coming down pit road. Going to have to get it checked up. Peter into Logan as Peter goes sliding up the track. Oh no, we're going to have a caution here, folks. Several drivers involved. Well, let's go back. We know Peter was part of that. Looking to find out who else was involved. Peter was trying to play the get down to my pit box quick. Bounces off. We're going to go to a chase view here. Let's get back up onto Peter. He bounced off of his Workman, trying to split the gap. Collects Logan. Gets both of those guys turned. Logan was able to keep it straightened up and off of the track. As Peter comes back out, he gets T-boned by Gabe Butler. Unfortunately, that collected several of the guys. It looks like Andrew Zonto somehow, but nope, he got involved with it up there with Rick Sanchez. As Nicholas Wing also involved, Andy Brigante involved. Of course, Gabe Butler. And Steve Rada was able to get it shut down. Right now, Anthony English is the leader, followed by newcomer Lucas Blake, Jimmy Reynolds third, Dana Shepard up into the fourth place spot, Stephen Miles fifth. There is Jeremy out there in chat. Stephen Luttrell in sixth, Chase Greer seventh, Thomas Lockwood eighth, Daniel Harrington ninth, and Robert Thorns rounding out your top 10. Vicente Guerrero back up here in 11th. Rick Sanchez in 12th. Andrew Schroeder 13th. Andrew Zonto in 14th. Rick Seabrands 15th. Ron Walters 16th. Peter DeBorgia falls back to 17th. Zachary Workman in 18th. Alex Green 19th. Richard Kuhn in 20th. And Nicholas Wing in the 049 going to get bumped up as these guys do come back down pit road again. Well, that's going to leave newcomer Lucas Blake up in that leader, that first place spot right now. Going to get a lap led. As we just now pass the halfway mark under caution. Well, that's going to give us 50 to go, folks. Again, cautions. We've had 4 cautions so far for 10 laps. 27 lead changes. Looking back through here. And Logan York is coming back out of pit road. Mike Edgerton is the first truck a lap down. Adam Kilday also a lap down. He is the second vehicle truck a lap down. Casey or Brandon here in the 54 is a lap down, as well as Mark Mann. Steve Rada 2 laps down. Gabe Butler 2 laps down. Dude Conrad is 12 laps down. And Gabe is still on pit road. Been on pit road for about 4.5 minutes as the green flag does come back out, folks. Shibboleth green flag once again. Yes, I know. I can't figure out what's going on or why it's doing it. I'm gonna work on it tomorrow and see if I can't fix it for CFM. I'll get with you guys after a while, Jeremy. I'm gonna see if I want to see about switching something up. Yep, CFM Speedway Monkeys, the finale tomorrow night. Again, it will be at Daytona as well. I believe. I may be wrong on that. Maybe Talladega. Schedule. Oh, it will be at Talladega. A newcomer, Chase Greer, doing a great job as well. Lucas Blake has fallen back to 7th. Dana Shepard currently in 9th. Right now, we only have 1, 2, 3 playoff drivers in the top 10. That's going to be Stephen Miles, Anthony English, as Anthony does fall back a little bit, and Dana Shepard. Vicente Guerrero right there in the mix. And Casey Pfeiffer is in a playoff, but he is currently a lap down. Got to be careful because we are 3 wide here at 08 Daytona. Vicente, Thomas Lockwood, and the 19 of Zach Workman. Did not last long, and I don't blame them. Getting back up here towards the front, Jimmy Reynolds on that inside line with Stephen Miles at 40 machine of Chase Greer. He is going to have to get that fixed, folks. Showing 40 on the truck, but 801 on the driver bar. That confuses me. I'm looking up, I see 40, I think Peter DeBorgia. Well, folks, I'm going to take a little break here. We're going to do a little bit of crank it up. So if you are noise sensitive, be sure you turn your volume down a little bit. It's not going to be real loud, but it's louder than it is now. So here we go, folks. Crank it up time. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of crank it up there. Worked on the cameras a little bit. There was a couple of camera views that was under the track. Not much to see down there, but gray dirt, gray asphalt, and concrete and dirt. So, yeah, Everett, good old Dager. Definitely going to probably see some 3 wide tomorrow night, maybe even some 4 wide. Right now, Zachary Workman did jump up to the front. Stephen Rada to the outside, but Stephen Rada is 2 laps down. Got Stephen Miles right there as well. Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers in the chase in the top 10. Dana Shepard is in 8th. Logan York moving up to 5th. Anthony English in 4th. And Stephen Miles in 3rd. Got me a fresh cup of coffee. Lap 59. Fixing to be lap 60. They come down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. Now figured out that some hot coffee and broadcasting go hand in hand. It keeps your voice from going completely out. Now we are at starting lap 60, coming to 61. Really decent racing for as many trucks as we have seen out here tonight. We started, well, 35 is what we started with. Sean Dion did not start. Douglas Johnson, as we are wrecking here, folks, we start talking about who's out, who's in, and they decide they want to crash it out. So we'll take a look here and see. Right there, look like net code with Anthony. Let's get on Anthony English here. We'll rewind this just a little bit. If I could get my mouse to work. May have been a bad push there as they were going 3 wide up at the front. Let's get on a chase view with Anthony. See what happened here. There are 3 wide right in front of him. Now Logan York is right there. We'll see if Logan does get into Anthony's bumper or not. Got him right there, but it looked like netcode really started it. No, he got into him, just rubbed him on that left rear quarter panel there. Ron Walters nowhere to go. Dustin Loxon nowhere to go. Anthony up in there. Alex Green. I believe that is also Lucas Blake involved. Richard Kuhn going down. Thomas Lockwood, the backup towards the front here. If I can get to it. Dana Shepard got turned around as well. And Daniel Harrington involved. Casey Pfeiffer and Stephen Luttrell. And Casey was right up underneath Daniel's truck. Daniel went up, come back down on all 4 wheels. As these guys blink out. Daniel Harrington down on pit road. We got several black flags going on as ATVO is going crazy over here. Peter DeBorgia, Andy Brigante, Dana Shepard, Nicholas Wing, all with black flags. Zachary Workman is your leader right now. Stephen Miles in 2nd. I'm sorry, back up here. The 801 of Chase Greer is actually the leader. Stephen Miles 2nd, Zachary Workman 3rd, Jimmy Reynolds 4th, Lucas Blake 5th, Rick Sanchez in 6th, Andrew Zonto 7th, Vicente Guerrero, tonight's sponsor, in 8th, Thomas Lockwood 9th, Peter DeBorgia in 10th. Looking back, our lap down vehicles is Mike Edgerton. Now Anthony English is a lap down now. Well, nope, he is back, or he's on the lead lap, I'm sorry. Got Mike Edgerton, Casey Pfeiffer. I think ATVO is really acting up on me. because Dana Shepherd is still showing on pit road, as well as Dustin Loxton. Dustin is off of pit road now. Alex Green and Dana Shepherd is rolling out. Lights on the pace car are out. And these guys will line up side by side, double file. Lights on the pace car are out as we're coming around. Looks like turn maybe 3 and 4. Or I'm sorry, that's 1 and 2. Coming out at 3 and 4 on the back, or 1 and 2 on the back stretch. We'll come around 2, 3, and 4. Then the pace car will dive up again to pit road. Again, 08 Daytona does not have the restart zone. They just have a restart line. We are going to try, like I said, I'm going to try to look into using a different overlay. If I could get the licensing at a decent price for multiple users. As the pace car does dive off, they're going to cross that first line. Second line, Chevrolet green flag is back out on the loud pedal again. Here we go. As Rick Sanchez does give that 17 of Jimmy Reynolds a good shove off of the restart. Stephen Miles to the outside, but Chase Greer, newcomer, out front with Jimmy Reynolds right behind him. Another newcomer there in the 734, Lucas Blake. Getting a pretty good shove there by Andrew Zonto. And you can see what them bumps do to these trucks. They do get a little wobbly going through the corners as Jimmy Reynolds does go to the outside of the 801 of Chase Greer. Stephen Miles right behind him at the same time. They can both get a shove. Does get Chase a little bit loose. Allows Jimmy Reynolds and Stephen Miles to get around these guys, but Chase was able to recover nicely, getting up onto the bumper of that 17 machine of Jimmy Reynolds. Coming around turns 2 out to the back stretch. We are side by side racing pretty much through the whole field. Anthony English there is making a run to the outside, as well as Brandon Pfeiffer. And the 81 of Dustin Logston. Thomas Lockwood in the 38 machine. That outside line does get a pretty good run. As we get back up to the front, Andrew Zonto getting a little wide there on the tri-oval, coming around turns 1 and 2. Richard Sanchez is your leader right now. He did get a lap led. Stephen Miles to the outside with Andrew Zonto. Jimmy Reynolds right behind Rick Sanchez. But there is that 19 machine of Zachary Workman right behind Zonto. And the 801 of Chase Greer is keeping up with the pack. Again, just kind of looking through the field here, folks. We are side by side racing all the way back. Going to have a little bit of gaps as the 56 of Mike Edgerton does kind of drop it down onto the apron. Dana Shepard is right there as well, trying to get his positions back, currently in 22nd. Get back up to the front, Zachary Workman. Andrew Zonto now out front. But Stephen Miles with that 5 of Rick Sanchez right behind him, pushing him to the corner, getting him pushed out to the front. The Nightmare Esports 8 truck of Stephen Miles, your leaders, led 4 laps. Getting a little bit wide and wiggly right there between the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds and the 19 of Workman. There's the 36 of Stephen Luttrell trying to get back up towards the front. He has led 2 laps tonight as well. Anthony English currently in 7th. Chase Greer 8th. Vicente Guerrero 9th. Dustin Loxton rounding out your top 10. Well, there is Mr. Mark Mann making his way from 28th to 11th. We are lap 68 of 100, coming up to lap 69, the start of 69. Stephen Miles still your leader. Goes out in front of the 06 of Andrew Zonto. Andrew goes out to the high side. They're going to leave Andrew out to dry here, as Stephen Miles does get some help from Workman. Andrew kind of stuck out. We are 3 wide. We're going to keep our eye on this right here as Zonto is falling back. Still staying 3 wide as Brandon Pfeiffer goes past. Dustin Loxton to the inside of Zonto. Zonto still out in that 3rd lane. Nowhere for him to go back in, and there is no room for him to dive it back down into the group as he keeps falling back. Oh, Gus gets down into Bubba a little bit, gets a little bit loose. Good recovery. As the 3 of Alex Green. Now the 088 of Gabe Butler's falling back. Gabe is currently 2 laps down. Andrew Zonto does fall back in line. Now he's going to get behind Gabe and see if he can get some spots made back up. As the 47 machine is on the inside of Zonto. That is Kuhn on the inside there in the 47 truck. 28. That's actually Nicholas Wing, supposed to be in the 049. As that 91 of Logan York does make it around 56 on Mike Edgerton on the outside as well. Mike is a lap down. Now, Brandon Pfeiffer is currently the first truck a lap down. If a caution comes out, he's not involved. He will get his spot back as a lucky dog. As we say that, here comes the caution out at lap 71. Well, let's see what we have here, folks. That happened right there between Gabe Butler and the 3 of Alex Green. We'll get on a chase view here and see what happened. They're coming around the turn there. 85 kind of drops down. Green drops down, gets right there. Gives Alex a shot. Went back a little too far. We're going to speed this up just a little bit because it happened right here, I believe. Here comes the 088 of Gabe Butler, taking it 3 wide up through the middle. Not enough room as he gets into Alex, and that is the 30 machine of, I believe that was Robert Thorns. But Alex up into the wall. Adam Kilday up rubbing the wall as well. And then Adam gets tagged from behind. Not sure who tagged him. That was the 56 of Mike Edgerton. We're going to rewind this a little bit here. As Mike is trying to avoid it. Goes down, it looks like he might have locked it up or got loose on his own, and then right up into Adam Kilday. Well, unfortunately, that's going to bring out I believe that is our 6th caution of the night. Right now, Stephen Miles is your leader. Anthony English in 2nd. Jimmy Reynolds 3rd. Stephen Luttrell in 4th. Zach Workman 5th. Chase Greer in 6th. Rick Sanchez 7th. Vicente Guerrero in 8th. Thomas Lockwood 9th. Lucas Blake in 10th. Well, that's going to put Alex Green in 11th. Dana Shepard in 12th. Nicholas Wing in 13th. Mark Mann 14th. Andrew Schroeder 15th. Robert Thorns in 16th. Andy Brigante 17th. Richard Kuhn 18th. Andrew Schroeder 19th. Peter DeBorgia will round out the top 20. Rick Seabrands in 21st. Adam Kilday in 22nd. Logan York still on pit road in 25th. Dustin Loxton 24th. Brandon Pfeiffer did get a lap back. He is in 23rd. Daniel Harrington in 27th. Still on pit road as he's coming off of pit road. Mike Edgerton in 28th. Bubba Winningham 29th. Gabe Butler 30th. Steve Rada is in 31st. Dude Conrad in 32nd. But Dude is still on pit road. And John Guerrera, Doug Johnson, Sean Dion has taken their trucks behind the wall. As the lights of the pace car are out, coming through the tri-oval, or coming out of turn 2. I have no idea where I'm at on the track. Definitely hope everybody is having a great weekend. The beautiful day today here in Oklahoma. Anthony currently in 2nd place. Yeah, well, I got 2 computers going on in the office. The door's closed. Even though the vent's closed, it gets warm in here, so I had to turn my fan on. So if you guys hear my fan, I do apologize. I do have it on a low setting, so hopefully the headset that I'm wearing with my microphone kind of keeps the noise blocked out. It's supposed to be a noise canceling, but if you guys hear it, I'll try to angle my fan to where it's not blowing right on the mic. But these guys come out of turn number 4. The pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road. Coming up to the Chevyland restart. Chevyland green flag back out. Here we go again, folks, on the loud pedal. Hoping for a green flag run here. Again, we've had 6 cautions. We are 26 to go. Don't think they will be able to make it the full race. They are at 43% fuel. think they will try to go as far as they can. Anthony does jump out to the lead with Stephen Miles right behind him. Stephen Luttrell and the 5 of Rick Sanchez there on the outside. Jimmy Reynolds inside right beside Sanchez, right behind Stephen Miles. Here comes the 38 of Thomas Lockwood, as well as the 3 of Alex Green. Chase Greer in the 801 or the 40 truck there on the inside. Vicente Guerrero right behind him on the inside. Dustin Loxton, the 81 on the outside. There is the 28 of, well, I say 28. It's supposed to be the 049 of Nicholas Wing. And we are 3 wide. Zachary Workman taking it 3 wide to the outside. Not much happening as Brandon Pfeiffer is now in the middle. Vicente Guerrero inside. Brandon Pfeiffer middle. Zachary Workman on the outside. And the 734 there of Lucas Blake just hanging out. Zachary is trying to get a run on the outside, but it's really not working. He does have help now with Brandon Pfeiffer. Zachary is taking it outside, 3 wide outside of Alex Green. Brandon Pfeiffer, we got a couple rows here. That is 3 wide. Vicente, Logston, and Pfeiffer. Then you got Reynolds, Green, and that is the 19 of Workman. Anthony English still out front. Stephen Luttrell right behind him. Rick Sanchez on that midline with that 38 of Thomas Lockwood. But here it comes. That is the 19 of Workman, the 3 of Steve Rada. Casey or Brandon Pfeiffer on the middle there, getting a little bit side, a little bit loose. Whoa, easy guys. Workman does drop it back down to that midline, almost across the nose of Rada. Lap 79 will have 20 to go at the line. Or 21 to go at the line. Workman's trying to get that outside line. He's got a run going. I don't know where he got that boost at, but man, he made a huge run on that third line with Rada right behind him. And Lockwood kind of coming up a little bit. Got to be careful in that sucker hole, 3 wide. That is Chase Greer, Lockwood, and Workman. As Rick Sanchez does jump up in front of Workman. Going to leave that 36 of Stephen Luttrell by himself. But here comes the 38 of Lockwood. They're going to try to get it up in front of the 36 and drop it down that midline. That's exactly what they do. Now you've got Rada and Pfeiffer on that outside. Ooh, Bubba Winningham on the apron. Probably coming off a pit road. Oh, Sanchez thought about going low, thought about coming back up. They end up getting it worked out. So now you got Sanchez, English inside, along with Miles. Midline, you got Workman. That is the 36 of Stephen Luttrell and the 38 of Thomas Lockwood. Then we got 3 wide back here. Jimmy Reynolds, Brandon Pfeiffer, Steve Rada coming back. That is Chase Greer, Logston, and Rada. 91 of York. Adam Kilday right behind him. Really nowhere for those guys to go. Just got to stay in line. Now Rada does fall back. Going to drop it down behind Kilday. Now Rada is 2 laps down. But he still does not have to. He can still race these guys. And we are 20 to go. Leader is actually Zach Workman moving back up to the lead. Who's going to get it at the line, though? Sanchez looks like he will get that lap led at the line. Sanchez, English, Workman, Miles, Luttrell, your top 5. Lockwood, Pfeiffer, Reynolds, Logston, Greer, your top 10. Going back through here, looking for... I don't see him right now. Dana Shepard is actually back here in 19th. Biding his time, waiting to see what happens, see if another caution comes out. As we go to 18 to go, folks. Sanchez, your leader. English still in second, Luttrell third. But here comes that 36 machine of Luttrell to the outside with Lockwood and Logston. Inside line, you got Sanchez, the 44 of English, the 19 of Workman, and the 8 of Miles, as well as the 54 of Pfeiffer. Now, Pfeiffer is sitting in 8th place. He is back on the lead lap. Looking back here at some of our other playoff drivers, Rick Seabrand's back here in 22nd. Mike Edgerton, Stephen Luttrell. I don't know why it was showing Stephen back here in the back when he was up here up front. Getting a good push there by Lockwood coming out of the turn. That's going to get him pushed up as they come down the back stretch, folks. Anthony English giving Rick Sanchez a good push along with Zach Workman right there behind English. A little more organized on that low line compared to that mid line. If these 4 trucks there on that mid line can get a little more hooked up together, they may be able to get the run as we come to the start-finish line. The 16 to go. Sanchez still your leader. Anthony English right behind him. Stephen Luttrell in the 36 on the outside. With Thomas Lockwood right behind Luttrell. Zach Workman in the 19 on the inside. Coming around turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Going to kind of look back. Here's where back 3 wide as Vicente Guerrera is trying to come around that 734 of Lucas Blake. Doesn't have enough. Gabe Butler going to the high side, letting these guys get around. Now Gabe is 2 laps down, not trying to get into anybody's way. It looks like they're trying to stay out of trouble. As we come back up to the front, Rick Sanchez will lead another lap. Stephen Luttrell to his outside with Lockwood. But Anthony English comes up and gives Rick a shove up towards the front. That's enough to get him back out to that front spot. But then Thomas Lockwood does the same thing for Luttrell. Again, that inside line is a little more formed up and a little more structured than that outside line. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Again, if you haven't, subscribe to MaxspeedTV. Be sure you hit that subscribe button. But once you do that, hit that bell icon. Let you get notified every time MaxspeedTV goes live. Now, don't forget, tomorrow night we will be live again. CFM Speedway Monkeys at Talladega Championship night. Top 4 drivers are going to be battling out for the win or for the championship. Again, CFM is presented and sponsored by Buttkicker, so the champion of the season will receive a Buttkicker system for their simulator rig, just like they do here. Buttkicker's been an awesome addition to all of these leagues. Definitely glad to have them on board. We've been out here 14 laps. With 14 to go, we're going to see some green flag pit stops here, folks, as Sanchez, English, Logston, Luttrell, Pfeiffer, Who else? There is York, Green, Shepard, Walters, Harrington, Edgerton, all coming down pit road. Zach Workman is your leader now, coming down the back stretch with Stephen Miles. That's going to put a gap on the guys that just went down pit road. We got several black flags. Luttrell and Sanchez both got black flags, probably speeding on pits. Anthony English is coming back out, but he will have a little bit of help with him and in front of him. Now Stephen Miles and crew coming down pit road. Thomas Lockwood did get or Peter DeBorgia has a black flag coming down pit road. More than likely speeding on pits. Looking at Stephen Luttrell. He does have a black flag as well. So that's going to put Stephen Miles off of pit road first. So you'll have Miles, Workman, Greer, Reynolds, Brigante, Guerrera. Your top 5. Adam Kilday, Mark Mann, Nick Wing, Rick Seabrands rounding out your top 10. Looking back here at Anthony English and crew, they are making their way back up. Here's Dustin Loxton. Jimmy Reynolds, Vicente Guerrero hooked up together. Dustin Loxton, Anthony English, Logan York, Alex Green, Dana Shepard, and Brandon Pfeiffer and Daniel Harrington running together. But still, Stephen Miles is your leader tonight. Right now, Zach Workman in second, Chase Greer in third, kind of by himself. Then you got this big pack. We're 3 wide racing back here, folks. That's Vicente Guerrero, Jimmy Reynolds, Alex Green, Anthony English, Logston, York, Shepard, Harrington, Pfeiffer, Kilday in the mix as well. Then you got Mark Mann. That is the 049, Nicholas Wing, the 06 Azanto, and Brigante. These two guys, though, they're out here by themselves. That's Stephen Miles, Zachary Workman. We are 11 to go. That's a good question. What do you guys think? How many GWCs will we have tonight? I know what I hope for is none, but I see at least one. I'm going to say at least one on GWCs. Put it up there in chat, folks. How many GWCs you think we'll have tonight? As we are 10 to go, coming through turns 1 and 2, it looks like, or coming through 3 and 4. We're coming through 3 and 4 to the tri-oval. Alex Green, Anthony English, that is Logan York, Chase Greer, all catching up with our leaders. Now, that is Workman getting a shove by Alex Green out in front of Stephen Miles. Stephen Miles does have help. Ginger's going to agree with me, but Peter DeBorgia out there, Dana Shepard kind of stuck out there in no man's land, nowhere to go. That's going to cost Dana some spots. Oh, Anthony English up into the wall, back down into Jimmy Reynolds. Vicente Guerrero got turned around as the caution comes out. That happened right here, Anthony English. We're going to get on a chase view here, folks. Give me just a second as we get on Anthony. That's Alex Green and Anthony English. Almost looked like Anthony might got a bad push from Logan. sped him up, got him down, was able to stay off of Alex, but I think Netcode got Alex and shot him straight up to the track into Anthony. Well, Anthony goes up into the wall and back down, collects Jimmy Reynolds right down into Vicente, Dustin Logston, Adam Kilday. Does Adam get caught up? Yes, he does, as Jimmy Reynolds comes back up the track, as well as Peter DeBorgia up on his nose and side. Oh, Dana Shepard right there as well. Nowhere to go for Dana. Andy Brigante, Andrew Zonto getting in. Maybe Zonto might have missed that, but unfortunately Dana Shepard was involved. Now Dana does have a fast repair. Mark Mann was able to get it shut down to avoid all of that. Guys are down in the grass. You see Rick Seabrand's going a little bit airborne across the old road course. Well, let's get as we are 7 to go. I want to go ahead and see we'll get a visit with Mr. Andrew Schroeder. Andrew, you got a copy there, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, looks like you kind of missed all of that, but a lot of excitement there in front of you, though.
I'm just chilling, bro. I got a 0x, so I get that. If I can finish with the 0x, I get that extra bonus point. I'm gonna try to move up here a little bit. I changed my button box a little bit, and I didn't have enough fuel when I stopped, so it took an extra second.
Oh, okay.
But we're good now. We're all good.
All good. Got enough to make it, of course. You know, you guys are.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Well, other than that, I mean, it is bumpy Daytona. I'm not even going to ask. I know. I'm right there with you, you know. But what do you have to do as a driver to combat this track?
I don't know right now. Only because it's been a pretty rough race. That's why I just stayed in the back, and I'm in the playoffs. So I can't win it if you're not in it, right?
That's right.
I got a 0x, and I'm going to try to keep it, move up here. I still got my fast spare if I need it. But we'll see. I'm not going to go crazy to try to win it. I just want to get a good finish.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck.
Only first race, so.
Yeah. You only got 7 to go, so good luck, buddy. Yeah. And we've got 2 more races for the first round, so.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully we're talking to you at the end here.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Brother. Good broadcast.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Talked to one of my Monday night teammates. Good buddy there, Andrew Schroeder. Had to bring him up. I ain't got to talk to him in a little while as we go to 6 to go. Hey, Wags out there in chat. Blah, 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 boo. I don't know. I never raced with you, Wags, so I can't answer that question. So your top 5 right now: Zach Workman, Stephen Miles, Alex Green, Logan York, Chase Greer, Brandon Pfeiffer, Daniel Harrington, Andrew Zonto, Nick Wing, Andy Brigante. Your top 10. Then you got Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann, Andrew Schroeder, Robert Thorns, Adam Kilday, Anthony English, Jimmy Reynolds, Dustin Loxon, Thomas Lockwood, Ron Walters rounding out the top 20. Like I said, we had 35 drivers tonight. Looking back here, I'm trying to look to see. There is Vicente. Looks like we've lost 4 drivers. Dude Conrad, John Guerrero, Doug Johnson, and Sean Dion. But back up here to the front, 19 of Workman is your leader. Outside of him is the 08 of Stephen Miles. Now, Stephen is your regular season's point champion. got him into the playoffs. And we get to the green flag, Shibaland green flag, back out on the loud pedal. Y'all know gonna bring us to 5 to go. As Alex Green does give Workman a pretty good shove there, but York on the outside with Miles. Gonna try to get him out in front of Workman. And then Pfeiffer coming up in that 54 machine right behind York. Zonto in that 06 behind Pfeiffer. That shows 40 on the truck, but that is the 801 of Chase Greer. Right there in 7th. Andrew Zonto in 6th. Going to try to kind of keep an eye out the best I can. Guys, we got a lot of trucks out here. That's a lot for one person to be watching for. But most everybody is side by side as we come to 4 to go, folks. Going to see what happens. York on the outside with Miles, trying to get Miles out in front of Workman. Ooh, 3 of Green. Almost a bad push there on Workman. As Miles does drop it down in front of Zach and the 91 there of Logan York. Getting pushed on the outside by Pfeiffer. Right behind Pfeiffer is the 06. A little more organized on that mid line compared to that low line. Now the York does drop it down in front of Miles as Alex Green goes up to that mid line. Coming to the line, 3 to go. Zach Workman will lead another lap. That'll give him 20 laps led. Or 19 laps led. Joshua, I don't know if you got my message there, buddy, but yeah, whatever I did still didn't work. So I'm going to look into something and I'll get with you later on it. Well, glad you're getting some rest, bud. I am so happy you're getting rest. But as we're coming down to 3 to go, you have York on the inside with Miles outside. Casey Pfeiffer, Brandon Pfeiffer, Andrew Zonto, Alex Green. That inside line's York, Miles, and the 19 of York, or of Workman. But here we go, Workman and Miles working together. Pfeiffer and the 91 of York working together. The 82 of Daniel Harrington right there, as well as Zonto and the 3 of Green. Oh, big wreck right there. We kind of caught that. That was the 13 of Andy Brigante going up on his lid. Well, that's going to bring us to our first green-white checker. But let's go back here and see. That happened right there. That was the number 4 of Rick Seabrands. Anthony English going 3 wide. Let's get on Anthony here. Chase view. We'll get the cameras turned around here, folks. Anthony does go 3, takes it 3 wide. Got the 85 of Adam Kilday right there with him. Andy Brigante does go up on that 3rd line, but comes back down. Gets right into the front of Anthony. Anthony comes back up, gives him a bump. And then another bump gets him loose. Unfortunately, Rick Seabrand's nowhere for him to go. Nothing he could do. As Brigante goes up on top of Anthony. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of that 4-hour nap too, but man, all right, guys, we're gonna go into the cockpit here of Andy Brigante. So if you get motion sickness, folks, please look away. But let's go into the cockpit here as we see what Andy sees as he gets turned around. He sees the roof and the side of Anthony English's truck. We'll have to, man. Yeah. I was going to say the same thing, that Andy wanted a piggyback ride across the start finish line. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, I guess that's one way to learn about the birds and the bees is watching a NASCAR race, right? Well, our leaders right now, Logan York, Brandon Pfeiffer in second, Stephen Miles in close third, Andrew Zonto fourth, Workman in fifth, Alex Green sixth, Daniel Harrington seventh, Nicholas Wing in 8th, Chase Greer 9th, Mark Mann up to 10th, Anthony English in 11th, Thomas Lockwood 12th, Adam Kilday in 13th, Jimmy Reynolds 14th, Andrew Schroeder 15th, Dana Shepard 16th, Ron Walters 17th, Dustin Logston 18th, Richard Coon 19th, Rick Seabrands in 20th, Stephen Luttrell 21st, Vicente Guerrero in 20th. Shows him in 21st as well. Vicente is still down on pit road, does not have a fast repair, so he is just now coming out 1 minute and 45 seconds. Well, it's turning into a PG-18. If you ask me. Getting back up here on the front, folks. Lights on the pace car are out. So this will be a green-white checkered GWC attempt number 1. Joshua is correct. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Oh no, Everett, we do not want to make it a whole lot worse, trust me. I'm sure there's probably been worse said by mistake on MaxspeedTV, but we definitely don't want to do that now. Oh, trust me, I'm sure there's been some stuff said between me and Josh during the broadcast that made some people go, Oh, good Lord. Well, here we go. Pace car will dive off down into the safety of pit road as we come to the Chevyland restart. The Chevyland green flag back out, folks. Here we go on the loud pedal. GWC attempt number 1. We are 2 to go, and a caution straight away. Let's take a look here. If I could get my controls to work. What happened? Looked like it was piled up towards right here around Dana Shepard. Oh, what was that? I don't know what that was. What's going on there? What is that? Huh. I don't know what that was, but I had to get it off the screen. Big checkup right there. Jimmy Reynolds, Dana Shepard, Adam Kildare around, Dustin Loxton involved. Andrew Schroeder diving down and taking out Ron Walters in that 90 machine. Make sure I am back live, folks. As these guys are coming back down pit road, I'm not sure why they would do that, being we are 3 to go. They just pitted. Well, some of them been out here 16 laps. Yeah, I'm not sure. I went into my my render DX11 file. I'm gonna have to YouTube it either tonight or tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. But what I'm going to try to do is see if I can buy the license for another overlay, whether it be SDK or something that can be shared, and maybe try to get away from ATVO. I'm going to do some research on it, though, figure out what I can do, what can be done, and we'll go from there. We may be able to, on another overlay, be able to take what we have and just transfer it over. That way we ain't got to go through and remake everything. Maybe it'll just transfer over. We'll see. I'll do some research on it over the next little bit. We'll see what we can do. But anyway, folks, the 3 to go as we go back side by side. Lights on the pace car are out, which I'm pretty sure, yep. Looking back, these guys are coming back out off of pit road. I read that fast. It almost looked like you said your meds are leaking in. You know, you've been hanging around with Eric too much. Good night, brother. Go get you some more rest. And like I said, don't worry about it. It's not something that's that important right now. So, well, folks, we are at GWC attempt number 2. Coming down the back straightaway. It was good to see Joshua come visit us out here in YouTube chat tonight. 19 viewers, only 8 likes. Guys, if you're listening, please hit that like button for me. And again, if you have not subscribed to MaxspeedTV, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And then hit that bell notification to let you know every time we go live. Again, tomorrow night, 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern, Max Speed TV will be live again, broadcasting the CFM Speedway Monkeys Championship race tomorrow night, right here on Max Speed TV. A space car dives off down to the safety of pit road. A Chevyland green flag coming back out, folks. Back on the loud pedal. Here we go. GWC attempt number 2. As Stephen Miles gets a pretty good jump there. Getting a good push there by the 19 of Workman. 04, Mark Mann right there in P3, making his way back up from 28 to 3rd. Now you got Lockwood on the inside, Zonto, and the 801 of Chase Greer on the outside. Mark Mann does go up to that mid lane in front of Zonto. Zonto gives him a push. We are 2 to go as Lockwood catches up with Workman. Zonto going to push Mann through the corner. That's the 801 of Chase Greer right there behind Zonto. Got to be careful about pushing the pusher as Zonto gets a little bit loose. And we're wrecking, folks, coming to the start-finish line, but that's going to bring out the white flag. No caution. Final lap. Of course, anything below 5 laps, it'll be iRacing cautions only, as we are 1 to go. Oh, we got one blinking out. As we come down the back stretch, Stephen Miles, Zonto, 88 of Gabe Butler on the outside. 3 wide for the lead right now as Pfeiffer gives Gabe a shot. Here comes Mark Mann, Stephen Miles, Workman, Zonto, York, and we are wrecking behind them. Who's going to win? It's going to be a drag race to the finish. Stephen Miles, Mark Mann side by side. That is going to be a photo finish, folks. Let's go back and take a look. I have Stephen Miles as the winner, but we're going to get down here and take a look at this. Let's go to the chase view. We're going to get on Stephen Miles to get down on this low line here. As we get closer, they are side by side. Looks like 3 1/1000ths of a second. Stephen Miles looks like it will be your winner. Mark Mann in second. Logan York in third. Unbelievable finish, folks. Well, hang tight. We are going to get our top 3 up here. And we will have the Max Speed TV post-race interviews in just a minute. All right, folks, we have caught up with our 3 podium winners tonight. We're going to start with our third place finisher, Mr. Logan York. If we could get Logan down here real quick. Logan, Steve up here in the booth, man. Awesome finish. These guys made it close. I overheard you guys talking about that last little wreck, but iRacing didn't throw the caution, gave you the white flag as a drag race to the end, buddy.
Oh yeah, it was a good race.
Well, how did things go for you out there? I know there was a lot of carnage out there. You were kind of battling up front there for a while, then kind of fell back and then worked your way back up to the front. The 08 Daytona is to me is not an easy track, but what did you have to do to stay where you were at?
Yeah, I was working with Casey Brandon that race, and once we got to the front, I was trying to help him control the lines and stuff so we could stay up there. But then unfortunately, the couple cautions came out and I had to pit for fuel, and after that it was we had to take every run we could get there trying to get to the front. Fortunately, it worked out for me, and I got to a third. I wish it was Talladega. I probably could have won that if we had that extra little amount of real estate, but yeah, still a decent finish.
Yeah, good finish for you. I don't know why it's not showing up on your driver bar, but you are a playoff driver. So gaining some points going into the second race of the first round. I think we will be at Dega next week. So, a little bit wider track. Definitely 3 wide is pretty easy there. Could possibly see some 4 wide.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, well, awesome job, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give?
No, I just want to thank Brandon for the help that race. I want to thank you for broadcasting, OP admins for putting the races on, everyone that watches the broadcasts, and everyone that comes out and races and provides pretty good competition. And that's it.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right, well, that's going to get us to our second place finisher tonight. And we're going to get our cameras turned around here before we bring him down into the booth. That will be Mr. Mark Mann in that 04 Wrangler machine. Mark, you guys have got to stop making this so close, dude. Y'all gonna make me have a heart attack.
Yeah, that was a cool.
Well, that was a great finish. You and a good battle between you and Steven there at the end. 3,000ths of a second is what he got you by. You couldn't have probably got no closer. I didn't want to make the announcement until I went back and looked at the photo finish, but man, just if you had about another 2 inches on that front spoiler or front air dam, you probably could have beat him.
Oh, I know. And I didn't really want to make contact with him there at the end and mess up both of our finishes. So I knew he had me. He just had the momentum. So it was, stick with second place, which I'm fine with here, first round of the playoffs. And, I'm happy where I finished. Congratulations to Steven. He's been on a tear lately.
He has been. He did win the regular season points champion without winning a race. Mm-hmm. So that's a feat in itself. So that just means he ran consistently every week for 13 weeks. So, but let's talk a little bit about the race tonight, man. There was a lot of I don't want to say a lot, but there was a little bit of carnage out there. I think we ended up with a total of 9 cautions, which it's quite a few, but not for OP. We know how things can be. Guys, it is playoffs. Guys getting a little bit aggressive, maybe a little too aggressive at times, but. I don't know if you got into a lot. You still had your fast repair, so you didn't get into much. But what I wanted to really talk about was right there before the white flag, there was a wreck happen. Now, of course, anything under 5 laps is iRacing cautions only. So you think that's a glitch at iRacing that they're working on, or you think it's just at Daytona, at 08, that it does that too?
That's a good question. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't. I saw the wreck because it was right behind me. It was a huge checkup in that high line on that restart. and then I saw it checking everybody up in the back, and it's just inevitable they're all going to wreck. But as far as your point that we had 9 cautions, yeah, we had 9 cautions. I wish we would have had a green flag pit stop. It was Daytona '08, and there were 35 trucks in here, so the field was pretty packed up, not a whole lot of room, and sometimes that's just a product of it. But we've had '08 races where we get that green flag pit stop and the field separates and it goes green. So it's just pot luck when it comes to super speedway. Tonight, the racing wasn't the greatest, but it's still fun, and our team, the 04 team was happy to get a podium finish there and move on to the next round.
Well, next round I believe we are at Talladega, if I remember right. I can't remember exactly where it was at. I don't have the schedule right here in front of me, but it is a little bit wider track. 3 wide is really easy there, and we could possibly see some 4 wide. What do you think?
Oh, you know what? I'm telling you, back in the day, when we first started racing OP, when somebody, except for Talladega, there's always been easy 3 lanes there, but on these other tracks, if somebody went 3 wide, everybody would panic. Oh my gosh, they're 3 wide. Wreck is coming. Now it's pretty much a consistent 3 wide. Everybody expects it, and you should be 3 wide. There's 3 lanes, easy. And but now that 4th lane, especially at Talladega, is going to actually start coming into play. I mean, there's no reason why most of these guys can't hold 4 wide. You're starting to see it in some other series. You're starting to see it in OP here and there. It's just going to happen.
Oh yeah,
it's inevitable. There is room for four trucks. So maybe not at 08.
I don't even like going 3 wide at 08. I'm not a big fan of this track. To me, it's hard to navigate sometimes, especially when you get a bunch of guys that struggle as well. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But well, man, awesome job. I mean, you started back in the back. Good P2 finish. Good points night for the playoffs for you going into the second race. So congratulations. But before we go, I just want to let you know Joshua was out there in chat with us for a little while, chatting it up, doing better. But
good.
But I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, buddy. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give?
Yeah, I was going to say hi to Josh, and I hope his recovery is going as comfortably as can be expected. I know he has a long road ahead of him, and take your time, Josh, and heal up, buddy, and we'll see you when you come back to MaxspeedTV. And in the meantime, Steven's doing a great job over here, and it's much appreciated. So thanks to MaxspeedTV and everybody at OP behind the scenes, Anthony and them, who do all the grunt work behind the scenes of adminning, and Peter and doing the graphics, all that stuff, and all the race sponsors, and I'm Mara, if she's still watching, if she's still up, what's up, and everybody who watches at home, much appreciated. Congratulations again to Steven on the win, and we're happy to get a P2 out of this and on to the next round.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations again. Go celebrate, and brother, we will see you tomorrow night, won't we?
Hells yeah, Dad.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later.
All righty.
All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our winner, which we haven't got to say that all season long. Our regular season points champion finally got his first win of the season. That would be Mr. Stephen Miles.
Got to win it counted, huh?
Exactly. Well, awesome job, buddy. I mean, I know it wasn't easy. Good battle right there at the end. I know you guys was kind of talking about that, and I mentioned something to Mark, right there after you guys come out of turn 4 into the tryover, there was a big wreck behind you guys. No caution came out. Y'all got across the line for the white flag, and man, it was just a dogfight to the end, brother.
Yeah, that whole race was it was what we all know about Daytona 08, man. It's a hard racetrack to race, and it's even harder when you race around a group of guys like this. So yeah, it was tough. Right there at the end, I swear I thought the caution was gonna come out, and if it did, we was gonna have to pit for gas. I mean, especially me. So seeing the white flag and knowing that I had I had a chance to come back and finish in the top 4 or 5. That was everything to me, and man, it was wild there at the end. It was wild.
Well, that was one thing we were talking about. I'm not a fan of 08 Daytona. Never have been. I personally I think this track needs to go away and disappear. But it is a staple track for OP, and these guys will run it until they can't run it no more. I know this, but it's what I was talking to Mark about. The 3 wide here can be done, but if you get into a 3 wide situation with 1 or 2 drivers that is uncomfortable at this track, that makes it really dangerous.
Yeah, that's all it takes, man. Just like a domino, when you push it over and knock the other one off, it's just domino effect. But if you got a good pusher or somebody you trust, then you can wait till the lanes overheat. You can make that third work. You just gotta get through it fast as you can without stepping on any landmines.
Well, I know with with this track, that midline, if you could hit it right, is probably one of the smoothest lines here. But you got to hit it in the corners just right to avoid that big dip, to where it jerks your steering wheel. But other than that, the track temperature was a little bit high, not as high as they normally run, say at Talladega or at the new Daytona. I think we were 117 degrees, 111 degrees was a track temp. Was you noticing any slickness or any traction loss out there tonight?
Yeah, with those bumps, man, how these trucks be unloading, you'll feel it, especially if you haven't took no tires after about 3 or 4 stops. Because I don't remember when I took my first set, because on these non-green flag stops, you want to try to get as much as you can through pit road. So I choose not to take tires, and you'll feel it through the exit, and you'll feel it when somebody's bumped you through the corner, or if you hit a bump wrong. But yeah, you're right. That middle lane is the preferred lane, and I'm pretty sure the winner was supposed to win from that lane. I was just fortunate enough to be on the bottom and be able to get some type of side draft on Mark right there.
Well, Mark did kind of push you out there towards the front, but got that run right there at the last 3/1000ths of a second. If he had another 3 inches on that front air dam, you wouldn't have beat him. I'm just going to say it that way.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was there, honestly. I know Zach was in my Discord, and he was working well with me, and I know he was committed to my back bumper. So when we came out of 4, I seen somebody hook him, and I didn't know if he was going to hook Mark back into me. So I kind of went down a little bit, and then when I didn't see Mark, I was like, okay, where he at? Because I couldn't hear him. I couldn't see him until right there at the last second at the line, and I thought he had got me right there. But, if he did, then it's just been my luck, man. But I'm just glad we was able to pull it off today.
Well, awesome job. Congratulations. It took you all season to get that first win, but you got it when you needed it the most in the playoffs, so that's going to be a good points night for you tonight, buddy. But a lot of viewers out here in chat was talking about the race and chatting it up, but Joshua was even out here in chat for a little while, and I know you're a pretty religious guy, and our power of prayer worked for Josh to get him and pulled through his little stuff. But we appreciate all the drivers, all you guys for the love and support you've given Josh. But well, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, brother, to give you a chance to give me final shout outs, thanks you want to give for tonight.
Man, first of all, man, shout out to Medlock, man. Being strong, pulling through, and steady going through this process, and we're gonna keep praying and keep him in our prayers, and we're gonna let him do his work, let the Lord do his work, and thank all the admins that put this together, man. I'm telling you, every day of the week they race, man, it's always a good show, and appreciate you, man, for taking over and keeping things going smoothly, and you're doing an excellent job at that. Thank my teammate Vincente. I know he had bad luck today. Peter, Zach Workman for sticking with me and working with me right there. Thank my mom, my dad, my girl, and most of all, man, thank God for giving us this opportunity and waking us up every day to wreck each other, get mad at each other, and have fun, man. I wish I would have had something like this when I was little, man. I probably would have stayed out of trouble, but yeah, just thank everybody in this league that put on a good race. For being here, it pretty much was a good race. So, yeah, thank everybody, man. That'll be it.
All right, brother. We'll go.
Let me thank Tom Dixon, man, because he's a dedicated subscriber and he watches every race. So let me thank Tom Dixon because he cheered me on every time, even if I lose or win. He's always there in my DM to let me know what I need to work on or what. So let me thank him too.
Oh, absolutely. So, well, awesome job, man. Congratulations. You know, your first win couldn't have come at a better time for you. But round 2 coming next week, Talladega. Man, we'll see you there. How's that, brother?
Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, that's going to bring us to our final unofficial results. Ginger says, "I love how you say to the safety of pit road, but it's always not a safe place." Well, not when you're traveling 180 miles an hour. It's not, Ginger. I'll agree with you there. But I'm going to tell you, the way that pace car dives down into the pit road, they're going to need to get them a new pit car or pace car because that thing takes a beating. So, but here we go, folks. Unofficial results pending any admin. Let me get rid of that. Any admin stuff that needs to be done. Stephen Miles, your winner tonight. Mark Mann in second. Logan York third. Your playoff drivers there. Rick Seabrands working his way up for a top 5 finish. Good points night by Rick. Thomas Lockwood in 6th. The 19 is Zach Workman in 7th. Andrew Zonto in 8th. Nick Wing 9th. Brandon Pfeiffer, Casey in 10th. Good finish for those guys as well. And Gabe Butler finished in 11th. Robert Thorns in 12th. Dustin Loxton 13th. Andy Brigante 14th. Stephen Luttrell 15th. Dana Shepard in 16th. Peter DeBorgia 17th. Anthony English 18th. Chase Greer, good showing for Chase tonight. One of our new drivers in 19th. Jimmy Reynolds in 20th. Vicente Guerrero in 21st. Alex Green 22nd. Ron Walters, rough night for Ron there in a few incidents of his own in 23rd. Andrew Schroeder 24th. Richard Coons 25th. Rick Sanchez in 26th. Steve Rada 27th. Bubba Winningham 28th. Mike Edgerton 29th. And Adam Kilday in 30th. Lucas Blake had a good run for Lucas tonight with led couple laps. New driver for OP in OP in 31st. Dude Conrad in the 008 in 32nd. John Guerrera in 33rd. Doug Johnson 34th. And Sean Dion in 35th. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us here tonight here on MaxspeedTV. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern, the CFM Speedway Monkeys going to be in their championship race at Talladega. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing everybody there tomorrow night. Appreciate every single person out there in chat. Everett Baker, Ginger Parent, Josh out there. Love seeing Josh out there in chat right now. Everybody is still praying for you, buddy. Get better soon. Brendan Kennedy, Eric W., Daniel Parent, Belva, Netsby, Wag showed up for a little bit. Again, Everett Baker, Jeremy out there, Seth Groover. Is it Gruber or Grover? I'm not sure. Kind of looking through our chat here. Derek Donna showed up for a little bit, saying that he's not sorry that he loves 08 Daytona. Me and you need to have a talk, Derek. You got some issues to work out there, buddy. Han Greedo out there in chat as well. Believe that was pretty much it, but thank every single one of you tuning in tonight. Love having y'all here, but that's going to do it for us tonight, or I should say OP tonight. Again, special shout out to Vicente Guerrero for sponsoring tonight's race. The Faz, let's see, where was it at? I got to get to the name here. The Faz Take It Easy 250 here at 08 Daytona. Round 2, or I should say round 1, race 2 of the playoffs. Top 16 next week at Talladega as well, I believe. So until then, folks, till tomorrow night, stay safe and have a good night.